on all our platforms, as well as an outdoor media campaign, all designed to educate, enlighten, and empower you in our fight for climate justice.
We want cleaner air.
Caring about the community means caring about the climate. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that we really can change the world if we care enough. If we care enough. If we care enough. If we care enough. If we care enough.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me, mirror, what is wrong? Can it be my daylight clothes or is it just my daylight song? What I do ain't make-believe, people say I sit and try, but when it comes to being daylight, it's just me, myself, and I. It's just me, myself, and I. It's just me, myself, and I. Myself and I. Now you tease my plug one style and my plug one spectacles. You say plug one and two are hippies nowhere, not that's pure plug bull. Always pushing that we formed an image, there's no need to lie. When it comes to being plug one, it's just me, myself, and I. It's just me, myself, and I.
Welcome back into hour 2 of RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. Shout out to De La Soul, man. I'm so happy that their catalog is available on streaming now. I know it was years and years that we had to wait for that. And I feel like because of that, some people were robbed of the opportunity to really appreciate Day Live when the whole group was here and experience it and so forth, because that was a movement. De La Soul, Moni Love, Queen Latifah, Tribe Called Quest, the Jungle Brothers. That was a moment in hip-hop. You know, the daisy age. At any rate, you were locked in to RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. Of course, this is the show where we hit all the trending topics across entertainment, sports, lifestyle, and culture. This hour, we're going to get into, Vivica A. Fox was asked what she felt about Taraji P. Henson's comments regarding the pay disparity, and she was asked if she had ever experienced that. And her response was that she hadn't. And a lot of people felt that Vivica was being unkind with that it was a situation that if you can't be helpful, you should be quiet. While others felt that she was merely sharing her experience. And if her experience is different, is it wrong to speak on what you personally went through? We all talk about time and place, but she was asked. Unfortunately, it didn't line up with the best thing, but she did send Taraji best wishes. So she had a recent interview, and we'll get into her comments from that interview, because she sort of clarified how she handles things when those type of issues come up as it relates to pay and what she puts out there. Really quick, last hour we were talking about MIA. Just so you're aware, she's still going in on X regarding this and what Jay-Z did or did not do and what President Joe Biden did and did not do. So if you are interested in getting in a little further to that conversation, you know where to go. Speaking of, we talked about Kobe Bryant and his first of 3 statues being unveiled at the crypto.com arena today, aka always the Staples Center, BKA Kobe's house. Well, Andy just reminded me that whenever the Lakers wear the Kobe jerseys or it's a Kobe tribute night, we lose. I saw some tweets that were really, really upset about the fact that we lost to Denver tonight. We are technically at the midway point of the NBA season. The All-Star break is coming up in a couple of days. And here's the thing. I don't know how far the Lakers are going to go this year. I mean, Andy said earlier this season, we'll make the play-in. And we might, but it's been really tricky this season. And obviously, was it yesterday? Today was the trade deadline, right?
Today was, yeah.
Yeah, and the Lakers stood pat, so.
I love it.
But what do you think? Do you think this season is effectively over for the most part?
Nah, I mean this is very
Typical of the Lakers?
No, it's not typical, but it's just reminiscent of last season.
Okay, that is true.
Last season it was kind of like, are the Lakers gonna make the playoffs?
But we made a trade and everything kind of switched from there.
Yeah, just looking at the standings and looking at all the teams, the Lakers are good enough to make at least the play-in. I don't think they're not going to be in a situation where they're going to be out of the play-in playoffs, right? So I will say this is still pretty much the same team that went to the Western Conference Finals.
That is true.
We've had some injuries here and there, maybe some coaching questions, but I think that the Lakers are still a team that certain teams wouldn't want to see in the play-in playoffs.
Especially if they get their groove going.
Absolutely.
When they get on that plan.
I mean, we were the 9th seed last year. We was able to eventually get into the 7th seed, right?
Mm-hmm.
We played against the number 2 seed against the Memphis Grizzlies, a team that looked like they were going to definitely compete. And what do we do to them? We mollywopped them. We defeated the defending champs at the time in the next round.
Yep.
So I know the Lakers aren't really playing the best, but I think as long as they're in position to compete, and what I mean by that is as long as they're in at least the play-in or, in the playoffs, watch out.
Okay. I mean, I'm with that. There's always hope. I'm from LA, I believe. But we'll have to see what it do. The thing that I do think about is this is season 21 for LeBron, right? So next year's season 2, what do you do with LeBron at this point? Love him, but really, what do you do with LeBron at this point? Andy?
I think we've done a lot for LeBron.
Yes.
And I think the problem is that a lot of these players, a lot of his teammates, they're kind of somewhat maybe still in awe of him.
They can't get loose with him around.
They can't get loose with him. When him and AD didn't play against Boston and you looked at the squad, just the ball movement and even movement without the ball was just lovely. And they went ahead and they balled out and they beat a Boston team that had everybody.
Yeah.
So they just got to figure out a way to really, LeBron has been so many times where LeBron is like, this is AD squad, this is AD's team. You know what I'm saying? Trying to give him, the baton. But
he doesn't want it.
I don't know if AD wants it. I don't know if anybody else wants it. So
yeah.
I'm glad that Rob Pelinka didn't make any moves because I like this team, and quite frankly, they just need more development. That's it.
Well, I'm curious to see what happens because it's a hard position to be a hard position to be in as a team because LeBron obviously takes up a lot of cap space, and it kind of puts you in a weird position because you can't really get ready for the future, but are you really in contention for a championship right now? Possibly, but we'll have to see. Listen, when we come forward, more trending topics and headlines. Nicki Minaj has a tour mate that was announced today, and I'm curious how this tour is going to balance out, but we'll get into that on the other side. Of course, Vivica A. Fox and more. You're locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
RSVP with Jill Munroe is your go-to show for staying in the know. More engaging conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we do Black history every single day. In fact, as the only Black talk radio station west of the Mississippi, we are Black history. Our annual Black History Month luncheon is fast approaching, and we want to be sure to give you ample time to get your company, organization, church, or group to join us at this year's celebration on the last day of the month, Thursday, February 29th at noon. Last year, we honored iconic local Black media personalities, including Pat Harvey, Jim Hill, Mark Brown, Beverly White, Sandy Banks, and Pat Prescott, and raised $20,000 in scholarships. This year, we're honoring Black Hollywood creatives who have used their artistic genius as climate justice champions. At this year's luncheon, we will be showcasing and sharing their inspiring work on our big screen. Plus, a scrumptious meal, live music, great company, and lots of fun with your favorite KBLA Talk 1580 hosts. So contact us today at info@smileyAudiomedia.com or call 323-290-4690. That's info@smileyAudiomedia.com or call 323-290-4690. We hope to see you Thursday, February 29th as we close out Black History Month. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Jackson Hewitt has a plan to get your tax refund fast with a buck here, buck there. Here a buck, there a buck, everywhere a buck.
You don't have to wait weeks for your tax refund. Get money sooner with a no-fee refund advance loan at Jackson Hewitt.
On this loan, there's a money today guarantee. E-I-E-I-DO.
Don't settle for chicken feed. Get fast bucks at Jackson Hewitt today. No-fee refund advance loans by Republic Bank offered to eligible clients. Money today guarantee if approved for a loan on a prepaid card. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
If we're the ones disproportionately impacted by these climate catastrophes, why should we be silent? Turning up the volume all year long on the climate conversation for KBLA Talk 1580.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
When we learn the power of hope, recovery is possible. Find out how at startwithhope.com. Brought to you by the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, Shatterproof, and the Ad Council.
The first time I tried to quit vaping, I told myself that it was like a mountain that I had to climb over. And once I got to the other side, it would be clear. But I couldn't make it over. What really got me to quit was my little sister. I saw her vaping. So I was back in the mountain, but this time she was up there with me. It's weird what you can do for others that you won't do for yourself.
Every attempt is part of your story to quit for good. Visit Kick It California today at kickitca.org.
Hey, keeping you informed, entertained, and always ahead of the curve. This is RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. So, the Super Bowl Sunday, the Usher Bowl, baby. You know, Usher's new album just dropped, Coming Home. What I can tell you is that it is $5.99 on Apple Music if you want to go that route. I mean, that is a steal, a deal. You can, just scan it or support Usher. He recently, in an LA Times interview, said this about romance. And take note, gentlemen, because I think it's important. I think it's a good point. He said, these days in music, romantic chases end too soon or never begin. Yearning is elusive. The baby pleases are wanting. The sex sounds fast and underwhelming. Cash is substituted for the little things that make love last. Somewhere along the way, modern love bled into music and showcased how frustrated and unimpressed people are with the prospect of love. Usher also said, romance is the young man's game. If you give that romance, she will flower for you. She'll look more gorgeous and beautiful and feel amazing, and she will be the shining star in the representation of herself. So, Usher knows what he speaks of. Listen to Usher, baby. I heard that the album is really good on a sexy vibe. I can't wait to get into it and see. Of course, we've heard a couple of singles from it. Good. Also, what's the song? The song with he and the City Girls, I'm blanking on some of the names. He has 21 Savage on there, a bunch of other people. Sounds like it's a really good album. And since Usher is telling you that you need to love more, be more, what did he say? Let me go back to this line. He said, somewhere along the way, modern love bled into music and showcased how frustrated and unimpressed people are with the prospect of love. He's telling you guys to open your hearts and be more loving and get excited about the early phases, the chases, the idea of it. Rest in that again, too. Or at least use the album to make you feel that way, I like that. So, Vivica Fox, right? I don't think, as I mentioned, there was anything wrong with what Vivica said. I understand some people feel like maybe she could have said something else because they feel as though it put a negative light maybe on Taraji's statement, but she was just being true to herself. And we have to want people to be true to themselves, I guess, in those moments, even if it's not necessarily your own truth. Isn't that what authenticity is all about? Standing on whatever your business is, as which T.I. baby is it that said standing on business? King, right, okay. Which King is. And by the way, shout out to Harris, the youngest baby. They showcased her online singing. She has a voice on her and a lot of charisma. She and North, I just love their energy. I love that North is allowed to be creative and just be a kid. I know that some people at different points and moments have felt that North was a little too, as the old folks say, grown or mature. But I do love that Kim lets her express herself and find her way. I think that is important for kids. And I don't know if you guys saw the video. It looks like North might have a little bit of a handle. Let me find out she's creative and might be able to hoop too. What? That will be crazy interesting. So before we get into this Vivica clip, I just want to point out people that make interesting choices for things that they do. Monica has announced that she's going on tour with Nicki Minaj. And I don't know if that's a fit. Not that I think of Monica as a slow song artist per se, but I just don't think her, I'm assuming, opening for Nicki and then Nicki, I don't think those two energies match. Andy?
I disagree.
You think they match?
You said the key word you just said was their energy, their spirit. I think their spirits match, and that's what's going to make it work, because it's not going to be Monica, it's going to be Gunica.
Okay, I feel you on that. So you think the same Nicki crowd will want to see Monica?
If Monica does like So Gone,
of course,
100%.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think so. Yeah, absolutely.
See, I think that, and this isn't shade because Monica has a lot of songs that I like, but I don't think the hits in Monica's catalog are the ones like, and So Gone is a hit, but I'm saying they're more, they're not as up tempo or, kind of on the Gunica energy that I think would go better with a Nicki Minaj pairing.
Well, it depends on how long her set is.
That's true.
I think she can come out with Just One of Them Days. That's kind of
mid-tempo.
That's
swing, yeah.
She can come out with Like This and Like That. You know what I mean?
Does she still perform that?
Honestly, I've never seen her perform that song at all. But
because I feel like that's a deep cut, and I love that one.
I mean, it was a single.
Yeah,
she had a video for it. I don't know if they pushed it the way it should have, but she got some bops.
I mean, I like Monica. I'm not saying that. I just don't know if Monica and Nicki, if I would be like, that's what I want. I'm unclear. What I will say is I saw a couple of tweets, and this one particular Twitter user, I screenshot it because I was like, ooh. She said, please, Nicki, we are in our 20s. Nobody knows her. The crowd will be so silent. And I don't know. If you're a 23-year-old Nicki Minaj fan, that means you were born in 2001? Let's say you were born in 97. So Gone. That's about it.
That's only one person.
It is only one person. I mean, there was a couple other, but I mean, the idea though is that they are not in age. They're not really that far apart at all. I think they're maybe 4 or 5 years apart. But as far as audience, I think they're very far apart. We got to think Monica dropped at 14, and what was that, 94, 95? Yeah. And Nicki really popped off in 2007, 2008, yeah?
I was going to say 2010. Like really at her peak?
Well, yeah, really at her peak. Yeah, 2010, fair. So, I mean, that's like a 15-year swing.
But Nicki Minaj, in a lot of ways, is a throwback, though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but are the Barbs? I don't feel like the Barbs are not throwback fans.
Fair, that's fair.
You know, so I've only seen Nicki Minaj live one time, and it was quite a while ago. It was when she was opening for Britney Spears. And that was an interesting experience. However, it fit because that first album of Nicki's was really pop. We know that, right? And so it kind of went together, and I didn't mind it. I don't know. I'm curious to see how it rolls out, but I think they'll be fine, you know. I don't know if Monica's audience will tap in for this. I guess that's what I'm kind of wondering.
I mean, I don't know.
We'll have to see. It's a crapshoot. We're just speculating.
I feel like me and you, right? Mm-hmm. We're in their demographic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. But I don't know if I would want to go and see them in concert together. I feel like I don't know. That would be an interesting night. Feels like an incomplete festival night. Like there should be something in between the sandwich.
So
I don't know.
What it sounds like, if anybody's gonna be like in a concert together, right? You feel that the artists should mesh somehow.
They should complement each other. Yeah, I don't think that. I'm not saying they have to be the exact same thing or the exact same vibe, but I think that there are ways that you can come together that are complementary, right? And those two, it just doesn't come together for me. I could be wrong, but for me, they just don't feel like a mix.
I understand. I remember I went to go see Jay-Z some years ago. I believe this was during 444, and what's my man's name who had an issue with academics on that show? Vic Mensa.
Oh, okay.
Vic Mensa opened up for Jay-Z.
I remember that, and it was weird.
Speak on it.
I like Vic Mensa, I believe, or at least I liked a couple of songs. I can't remember, but I felt like the audience, and Jay-Z's audience, I feel like is a very specific type of fan. Older, and I just think they're very specific. They're very Gen X, right?
Millennials too,
late millennials, Gen X, with a specific viewpoint, right? They made me like, y'all, your pants a little too tight. Maybe not. Like, you know, they are a little bit more on the, conservative is not the right word, but it is the word that is coming to mind. Just a little more in the older type of value system. You know, a man's a man, a woman's a woman. These are the way that these things go down. You know what I mean? More traditional. I suppose. And not that I don't consider Vic alternative hip hop, but maybe if you are the type of guy, this is no shade, y'all. Don't do that. But you know, that's still kind of, I still got a pair of jabots I could rock. I wear my, crispy ironed out button down and my fitted hat and my jeans and my Air Force Ones, and that's my look. You get what I'm saying? They may not roll with Vic. I just felt it felt awkward. What did you feel?
That was his look, but I think I understand, like my understanding was Vic Mensa was signed to Roc Nation.
Yeah.
So I can see how
they want to showcase the new artist.
100%. And I'm not saying he's Jay-Z like, but the image, and correct me if I'm wrong, the image that you're talking about.
No, I was talking about the Jay-Z fan, not Vic.
Oh, the fan.
Image. I was talking about the average fan. And I feel like Vic, he has a bit of that, and
yes.
He is a thong. But
not also, that he's Jay-Z, but
right.
he has substance with his music.
He definitely does.
The youth.
But I also feel like he has a bit of that rock star edge in a way, like
musically or just
aesthetically.
Aesthetically, okay. Because I'm with you aesthetically, but his music is not like that. Not at all.
Well, what did you feel like? Did you feel it was a good mix? It felt like something was missing, right?
No. I understand he's opening up for somebody bigger than who he is. So, this is just an introduction. What I felt was this is dope for him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I felt like, did you go to the Forum to see it?
I went to the Forum, yes.
Did you feel like, well, the night that I went, I felt almost a little bad for him because I felt like the audience was disrespecting him.
Well, he also performed while people were coming in. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like, Jay-Z performed at what, like 11 or something like that, 10 o'clock, and he performed as the doors open.
He definitely was like, doors open, lights still on. Yeah. Oh, you over there setting up?
And I think the majority of the people that was there, if you're not like a hip hop head like that, you wouldn't have known who he was. So I can understand, people probably not, paying attention to him or whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there was one song, and I don't even remember what it was. I think I took some videos. I think I went to that concert by myself. I believe I went to that concert by myself. That was like a random, I'm just going to go. And I went by myself. But I just remember thinking when I was watching him perform, and we do get what opening acts represent, but I just felt like, wow, it just felt like blatant disrespect to me. And I was a little, I felt bad for him, but he survived. He's a tough cookie. Listen, when we come forward, we're going to get into the Vivica audio. And Vic Mensa is not the same as Vince Staples, but I used to get them mixed up back in the day. So I just want to shout out that Vince Staples' Netflix series is dropping next week. And, we're probably going to have some interviews as relates to that coming up. Of course, more trending topics and headlines on the other side. You are locked in to RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. News and Sports is up next.
For me, myself, and I. It's just me, myself, and I. It's just me, myself, and I. It's just me, myself, and I. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Think they diss my person by stating I'm darkly packed. I know this, so I point at Q-tip and he states black is black. Mirror, mirror on the wall, shovel chestnuts in my path. Just keep on up with the nuts so I don't get an aftermath. But if I do, I'll calmly punch them in the 4th day of July. Cause they try to mess with 3rd degree, that's me, myself, and I.
Trending topics and the hottest happenings. You're listening to RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Tyreek Wynn. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. A conservative group insists NFL's ruining rules is racist. The rule requires football teams to interview at least one minority candidate during the hiring process. America First Legal, which is led by former Trump advisor Stephen Miller, filed a complaint with the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, claiming the 2003 rule is discriminatory. This is the latest in a string of complaints the group has filed recently against various sports leagues and companies. In November, it targeted airlines for racial and sex discrimination. Master P and Snoop Dogg are filing a lawsuit against some of the biggest food retailers in the country. The rappers say the companies conspired to halt their efforts to sell their cereal brand. According to a TMZ report, they hired famed criminal attorney Benjamin Crump to file a lawsuit against Post and Walmart after both allegedly teamed up to ruin their deal to sell Snoop cereal and Mama Snoop. That's the latest. I'm Tyreek Wynn on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
Climate is king.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that caring for the community means caring about the climate. You might have heard that we announced a pretty bold 12-month, $2 million campaign to do 4 things. Increase climate literacy, turn up the volume on communities of color in the climate conversation, connect everyday people with the resources they need to survive and thrive, and highlight frontline climate justice crusaders of color throughout this year. KBLA Talk 1580 will be bringing you insightful interviews on all of our shows to help raise your climate IQ. Each quarter this year, we will also be hosting free climate events in various communities throughout the city with food, fun, and forward-thinking conversations. Thanks to partners like LADWP, Metro, Caltrans, the Sierra Club, the California Community Foundation, the California Endowment, AQMD, MWD, and more. You'll also be hearing more about a couple of national town halls broadcasting live from Los Angeles, to which you will be invited. And we'll be rolling out a robust social media campaign on all our platforms, as well as an outdoor media campaign, all designed to educate, enlighten, and empower you in our fight for climate justice.
We want cleaner air.
Caring about the community means caring about the climate. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that we really can change the world. If we care enough. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA reminds you that when we fight, we win, and we don't black down. LA Community Action Network, or LA CAN, was formed in 1999 when 25 residents of downtown LA came together and acknowledged the problems that existed in their community and made a commitment to do something about those problems, to stand together, organize, and become a force in the community that demands change. Civil rights and preventing the criminalization of poverty are their core projects. In addition, they take on women's rights, the human right to housing, and healthy food access. LA CAN also has projects focused on economic development, civic participation, voter engagement, and community media. While downtown LA remains their home base, with a particular emphasis on the Skid Row community, in 2007, they expanded their housing and healthy food access work into South Central Los Angeles. LA CAN believes that power for low-income people and people of color is achieved through a large, active, and well-informed member base that utilizes a multitude of methods to advance their messages and goals. If you'd like to join the Los Angeles Community Action Network and organize people to fight back against oppression, please visit cangress.org. That's cangress.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Listen up, City of Los Angeles renters that live in rent-controlled units. Landlords can now increase your rent by 4%. Know these 3 facts. The rent increase is allowed February 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2024. An extra 1% per utility up to 6% can be added if the landlord pays the entire gas and electric bill. And illegal rent increase complaints can be filed at housing.lacity.org. Check if you live in a rent-controlled unit and learn more at housing.lacity.org. Be informed, be protected, be at home.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. Pro Football Hall of Famer and urban peace pioneer Jim Brown believed in just that. So he founded the AmeriCAN Foundation for Social Change in 1988, focusing on at-risk and high-risk youth in underserved schools and juvenile detention facilities, as well as adult incarceration and reentry initiatives. The core of the AmeriCAN program is its 15-chapter life skills curriculum. Mastery of these skills allows individuals to meet their academic potential, conform their behavior to acceptable societal standards, and improve the quality of their lives by equipping them with what they need to confidently and successfully contribute to society. Today, the foundation is led by its president, Monique Brown, who has been actively involved in the organization for more than 25 years. The AmeriCAN Foundation continues its work in memory of its founder, actor, philanthropist, and NFL legend Jim Brown. To get involved or make a donation, please visit AmeriCANCommunity.partners. That's AmeriCANCommunity.partners. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Curating the most compelling stories and delivering them straight to your ears. You're listening to RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hit 'em off like this.
Baby, I've seen you with another lady. I just finished having you, baby. Why'd you have to sure can. Why you have to go and leave me?
Welcome back into hour 2 of RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. Listen, Toto, Missy Elliott, What About Us, the Soul Food soundtrack. I remember a scene that I believe correlated. It was either the video or the movie, but when Bird and I can't remember Bird's husband's name, it was played by Mekhi Phifer, and they were having a little argument.
And he was in the shower.
Yes, I feel like that song was playing a part of that part or something. Funny enough.
Stop looking at my.
Exactly. Funny enough, I interviewed Mekhi Phifer today. We'll be playing that next week. He has a new film coming out, random but connected. See, always on theme, Andy, even when he doesn't know it. Welcome back into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. So before we get to that Vivica clip, let me just remind you that we here at KBLA Talk 1580, we are your election information station. And we just released our first ever survey of Black LA County voters. These results highlight a wide open LA County District Attorney's race, plus the community's views on crime, which, come on now, we all got some questions right here going on in Southern California at the moment, criminal justice, and other key issues that are not being addressed by other DA candidates. To see the unique results, plus our very first political poll of likely Black voters in LA County, hit up the website, KBLA 1580. While you're there, make sure to tap in and take a moment to fill out the climate justice survey. And there's a rundown of all of our interviews with candidates thus far that have appeared on the station, so you know there is no other station in Southern California that keeps you informed like KBLA Talk 1580. Tap in. It is worth your time. We appreciate it. So let's get to these Vivica Fox comments. Vivica sat down for an interview with Lauren LaRosa, friend of RSVP. She came in, was on the show a few months back, and she interviewed Vivica, and she talked to Vivica kind of to get some clarity around her statements, because, you know, Vivica heard y'all, and Vivica is not the one. Politely, respectfully.
Every set's not going to be pleasurable. You know what I mean? You're going to get there and there's going to be some surprises. The trailer ain't right or something's not right. You push through.
Right.
Because what's more important to myself is the work and getting the work done. As a producer, you got to make your days. You got 12 hours. 12 hours to make your day. You don't make your day, you're not going to be working that much anymore. So you learn to push through. So when I said I'm good, I'm a worker bee.
Right.
I have a tendency to not complain, that I do the work. I do the work, I complain afterwards, I pick up the phone. If there's a problem, I call my people. That's what they're there for. That's how they're supposed to earn.
So I think that is an important thing, because we heard, you know, Taraji talk about how she fired her entire team after Empire because she was one of the top actresses on TV at that time, and there were no deals to match up with where the prestige was, right? We've recently heard Monique talk about how she didn't, and I feel what it boils down to is she or whomever didn't completely understand what was in her contract for the Parkers. And now she's coming back to get it in blood for that money that she feels is owed to her from Viacom. Well, it's not Viacom anymore. Paramount, behind those residuals. So she's taking care of that. And we've heard it from other people. And what I wonder is, obviously, again, no one should be taken advantage of, right? You want to hope that the people that you are doing business with are being fair to you like you are with them, and that everyone is entering in with honesty and sincerity. But we know that is not always the case. So, of course, if someone lies to you, misleads you, and puts you in a twist in a contract, they should be held responsible. But what is your fiduciary duty when you are signing these contracts? Again, no accusations, just asking what we think. Is I didn't know enough of an excuse? I mean, it's costing us money, and we continue. Again, we heard it from TLC, we've heard it from a lot of artists. And it is that exchange. Well, if you don't think it's right, we will get someone else to do it for you. So you have to make those decisions sometimes on how you move. But that also begs the question, if you say okay, and then what? What are you putting into place to soften the blow if you feel like the compromise you made was too much? I would like to see us, I should say, using a little more foresight at times, because sometimes, again, you're supposed to get your money. And we know that people are notorious for misleading, hijacking, sneaking little things in there. But if you want to do business and you want to enter business, you got to keep up with business, in theory. So, listen, shout out to Viv, man. And shout out to having a good team, because that was the biggest thing that I took away from this. Vivica specifically said, if there's a problem, I call my team and have them take care of it, because that's what they get paid to do. That is why they are getting a percentage of your stuff. It is so that you are not in the vulnerable position of having to advocate for yourself in those circumstances. It is uncomfortable at times. It is difficult, and it doesn't mean necessarily that individual is weak or can't speak for themselves. Sometimes you need someone else to present your argument, your case, or whatever that is one step removed. You know, it's a lot easier to say this is just business if there's not an emotional aspect per se attached in the room where they can push you in those ways. That's just my thought process. Again, no one is wrong in this per se, because they're all individuals and different things happen to different people in the moment. So good luck, good luck, good luck. And shout out to Vivica for always being a true lady. I love Vivica and her grand personality. I love the way that she responds to things or whatever. She's the epitome of someone that is like, you know, that throwback, a queen never bends when her crown is on, and just how she carries herself. And I think that, again, not implying, you got to be clear. I know you guys maybe feel a lot of times I over-explain myself or really make sure that you understand my position. I think it's important because, one, people don't listen, and you have to say things to people at least 2 or 3 times for them to remember it. And 2, I want to be clear. When I'm throwing shade, I let the shade fly. But if I'm not, I don't want it to be misconstrued, because these are people that I like and respect their work. And ultimately, we still, like Issa said, we rooting for everybody Black, and we want them to win and come together and find peace and work and all of the things. When we come forward, we're going to get into a surprise that came up for Victoria Monet, recent Grammy winner. And of course, we got a little update on Kim Kardashian and Odell Beckham Jr., plus more trending topics and headlines. You're locked in to RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Infusing a sense of fun and entertainment in every episode. You're listening to RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. More when we come forward.
Hey, LA, when you're trying to get where you need to go, like work, school, and what matters to you, Metro is here to get you there. With discounted fares and free pass programs, Metro is making public transportation affordable and easy to ride for everyone. Plan your trip at metro.net.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Now you can get a Walmart Plus membership, plus not pay for it, because it's included with Straight Talk wireless plans. You get free delivery with Walmart Plus, plus a Paramount Plus subscription included. Plus, you pay less for gas. That's a lot of pluses.
Only Straight Talk gives you unlimited 5G data and Walmart Plus included on select plans for free.
Straight Talk wireless, available at Walmart.
Requires service on Gold or Platinum Unlimited. One offer per eligible account. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. Additional terms apply.
Climate justice, climate equity, climate resilience. By any other name, we demand environmental justice in 2024 and beyond. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we don't black down.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Single Moms Planet is a nonprofit organization dedicated to uplifting under-resourced single mom business owners and working mothers nationwide. Single Moms Planet offers comprehensive programs of financial literacy, business development, mentorship, and entrepreneurial training. They provide education, accountability, and hope. Single Moms Planet was founded by model, TV personality, and producer Nefertiri Plessy. Nefertiri felt firsthand the challenges that face single moms as she was raised by a working single mother. She learned that the most disadvantaged group in the United States are single mom families. According to the U.S. Census, 30% live under the poverty line. So she decided to do something about it, along with co-founder Cole Patterson. Their goal is to end the poverty cycle in single mother households through education, opportunity, and networking, providing family and child enrichment programs for under-resourced single-parent families. Single Moms Planet serves over 10,000 single moms and their children each year. Studies show that business development and financial literacy provide a positive environment for children and families, exposing them to new possibilities and opportunities. To attend one of their fun events, make a donation, or get more information, or if you need help as a single mom, please visit singlemomsplanet.org. That's singlemomsplanet.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Now back to more captivating conversation on RSVP with Jill Munroe.
You were locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. You know, on Thursday nights, we get the drop of new music because new music has moved. Well, it's been like 12 years now that new music releases have moved from Tuesdays to Fridays. Thank you, Beyonce. So we have new music from Young Miami that dropped. I haven't heard it yet. We'll see. And Lotto, remember her Sunday service is dropping. And it is like I thought. She is paying homage to all the women in rap. She said even the ones that she doesn't like, meow, 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 because everybody's doing their thing. But let it be known, period, poo, I'll shoot at you. And I'm talking verbally. And she did. She definitely threw some shots in the mix with the lyrics. This is her Ice Spice diss. These bees corny, soon as monkey see, then you know monkey do. Do you rap or do you tweet? Because I can't tell. Get in the booth, B. Stop all that Mickey ficking yelling. Yo. You know, I got to read this ahead of time to make sure I'm not saying the wrong words, y'all. Because I ain't buying what you selling, yo. Think I'm the, what's it? Pooh. B. I know it, yo. Jesus walked on water. I got ice boiling, though. Listen, Lotto got bars. I probably did not do them justice right now. You said I didn't? I didn't. I'm trying to read and censor, and I don't have the beat. It's okay. You guys feel me. Go listen to the song yourself. But obviously, she's throwing shots at Lotto. Lotto is throwing shots at Ice Spice, who threw shots at her first. But the song overall is a homage to women in rap. And that's what I thought it was going to be. And that I don't see anything wrong with. You know, I can still say I want everybody to win. But personally, we may not be friends with everybody in the mix, right? And that's normal. That's okay. Everyone doesn't have to like each other. But everybody can still win. And I can respect you in a professional manner. And I like that Lotto is doing that. I like that she is putting that energy out there because she's the only one that has. And it's very mature of her. And it could be in some way a unifying point. And by that, I mean, I don't think they're going to get together and sing Kumbaya and pass each other a Pepsi or anything like that. But just the fact that, listen, I'm over here with my camp. I'm over there. You throw a shot. I'm going to respond. But we keeping it on the playground. That would be my preference, but we'll have to see. You know, let me know what y'all think about it. I mean, I know, like I said, I probably didn't do it justice, but go look it up. Young Miami's single is called 50/50, so check that out. You know, I don't know, bars-wise, if I'm looking forward to a Young Miami single, but I still, again, am supportive of Young Miami. Okay, so listen, we have to talk about the number 13 and how it relates to Sunday. So first, I don't know if this conspiracy is bad luck or good luck. Generally, number 13, most people think, bad luck, negativity. There's some buildings that don't have a 13th floor because of that, rumor thing. They say it's bad luck. So if you pay attention to, especially older buildings, there's no 13th floor on them. But 13 is a very important number to Taylor Swift, much like the number 4 is important to Beyonce, right? I wonder if that's a requirement for a pop diva. Just saying, just putting it out there because it's kind of interesting that they both have numbers that are associated with them, like not a number and a color, not a number and there are words that are associated with them, but numbers specifically, numerology. And to add to that, 1 + 3 is 4. I'm just saying, if you want to go deep, deep, deep. Anyway, let's get into the Taylor Swift Super Bowl number 13 conspiracy. I will tell you, I don't know if it's good luck or bad luck. It's just something. So we'll get into it. Taylor Swift was born on December 13th. She turned 13 on a Friday the 13th. That's research. Her first album went gold in the U.S. in 13 weeks. She just won her 13th Grammy and announced that her new album will be entitled, what? 13? So it's Super Bowl 58. 5 + 8 is what? 13. She's been to 12 Chiefs games. The Super Bowl will be her 13th. Niners are the number 1 seed. The Chiefs are the number 3 seed. Chiefs versus 49ers. 4 + 9 equals 13. It's on 2/11. 2 + 11 is 13. 100% minus 13% is 87%, which is Travis Kelce's number. They complete each other. You get it? Because you add them together with those things. And the quarterback of the opposing team in the Super Bowl happens to wear what number? 13. Plus, here's a little divvy. Here's a little extra. And by the way, shout out to O'Shea Jackson Jr. That is where we found this little gem of information. The flight from Tokyo to Vegas, because remember, Taylor has a show in Japan, and she would be flying backwards to be here in time for the Super Bowl. That is 12.5 hours, but we round up. So that is what? 13 hours. Boo, 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 boo. I don't know what it means, though, but 13 will be significant. Will it be 13-0? Well, I don't know. It means something. Will the scores add up to 30? We're going to have to see. It's almost here. It's the Usher Bowl, baby. I'm ready. Andy?
Well, Usher performed 12 songs, and on the 13th song brings up Taylor Swift.
No, Taylor Swift has no parts of Usher's show. Thank you very much. And no shade, Usher. I mean, not Usher. No shade, Taylor. I'm developing the appreciation. I still haven't seen Eras Tour yet. I have to find out where that's
accept
streaming
that,
at.
huh?
What?
I said you didn't even want to accept that.
No, I don't. We don't need that. We don't need that. She can just watch her man and enjoy it for the first. I'm sure that Taylor Swift will be performing at a Super Bowl in the very near future. I have no doubt in my mind about that. So just chill and enjoy. Usher is the first one to get a 15-minute Super Bowl halftime set. He got 2 additional minutes than what they usually award. Because usually it's what? 13. That's real. That is true. I'm not making that up. I did not know that before I had that fact in. Once again, I don't embrace the number 13, but shout out to Taylor. It means something, and we're going to embrace it for the day. Those are a lot of coincidences, and I believe that many coincidence is leading to something or signifies something. We don't know what it is yet. Listen, when we come forward, we're going to get into Donald Glover and his comments from before, where he interviewed himself and asked himself, was he afraid of black women? We're also, remember, we have interviews coming up from the series The Irrational with Jesse L. Martin and the rest of the cast. Also Vivica A. Fox for her new Peacock film, Bosco. So those are going to be audio-only interviews. You can listen to them on the website, KBLA.1580, while you're checking out the survey for Black LA County voters, or you can download the app. So make sure that you get that in before we get into hour 3. And we're also going to get into some Victoria Monet news. She found out some very interesting information, and she also has been awarded an Artist of the Year title. We'll let you know where that came from. All of that and more on the other side. You're locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. News and Sports is up next.